Shalom, giving all praises, honors, and glories unto Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Mukakodash, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the sincere and hopeful elect, you brothers out there that's prophesying in the true name and in the true doctrine about the times that we're in and headed to, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Alright, those that believe in 1/3, women and children, say Shalom, this is your brother Kodash Payah. This lesson, update rather, that on the Bank of Canada, how they are, accepting to go more digital as far as their currencies. All right, and this is a short clip. I'm going to play it, filter it out through the scriptures, and Lord willing is edifying.
Imagine a digital loonie becoming legal tender. Well, that day is getting closer. A recent survey found most major banks are considering some form of digital currency within the next 6 years.
Now, real quick, I'm going to stop real quick. Now, major banks, these are the central banks. And I got an article real quick on, I believe it was the federal, when they had the Federal Reserve Act. The Federal Reserve Act was passed by the 63rd United States Congress and signed into law by President Woodrow Wilson on December 23rd, 1913. The law was created, the Federal Reserve System, the central banking system of the United States. So these was, I believe, one of the first central banks, and all they did was put, federal, right? Now, America, aka Babylon, they have their central banks throughout the world. You see, but a lot of these countries are trying to do away with the Federal Reserve note, the fiat currency, right? That's why they killed Gaddafi, because he was trying to go into the gold standard. You see? And then you have the Brexit nations, right? I believe it's Brazil. I don't know off top right now, but you could look it up. Brexit countries, they were trying to get their own currency. Right? They were building up for their own currency. But yeah, man, I mean, this is why everything is going digital, right? With going on airplanes, digital passport, traveling from one state to another on a car and highways, through the turnpikes, even dying in hospitals. But anyway, I'm going to play this.
3 research teams have produced proposals for the Bank of Canada. As Eric Sorensen reports, this could fuel the digital economy.
Every day, more Canadians pay digitally, and fewer businesses need this.
So, yeah, and then remember when, I forgot who stated it, forget which spokesman stated it, but how they're trying to do away with paper, fiat currency, something that's tangible, because due to this whole pandemic, it can cause people to transfer, that sickness, if you will. And then there was a coin shortage. So don't be ignorant of, the problem, reaction, solution scheme. All right, they're going by levels, in trial runs. Look at Sweden. Sweden they're almost 100% cashless society right now. Look at China. They got that whole 5G, the digital currency chip going on. That's what we're facing. America got maybe 2 states that are voluntarily putting chips in co-workers. That's what it's going to boil down to, right? And these different nations around the world, the kings of the earth, they're consulted together for this. For what? A one world currency, for their new world order.
a cash drawer stuffed with bills. Canadians are among the most cash-free spenders in the world. So, is it time for digital currency? The Bank of Canada isn't promoting the idea, but believes it needs to be ready. Currency is a core part of the Bank of Canada's mandate. For several years, the Bank of Canada has been analyzing what circumstances might lead Canada to decide to issue a digital currency. The Bank of Canada is now studying proposals from 3 sets of university experts for a homegrown digital currency, formulas for how to spend with the anonymity of cash without using.
I believe this is part of the blockchain, if I'm not mistaken. But you have a lot of companies, tech companies, that are trying to come up with digital currencies like Bitcoin and things like that. The stocks is high on Bitcoin right now, due to this whole debt, because America's trillions of dollars in debt that they can't pay. They're not gonna pay that back, you know. So that's gonna cause, things to rise, like how they're trying to raise minimum wage, but that's also going to increase the payment for things, right? And then if they shut things down again, there's so many people unemployed, and they're gonna have the results of this new currency. Anyway, let's play.
In cash. It could work like this. Through an app on a cell phone, a user sets up a secure e-wallet. It's authenticated through a government agency, and it's ready to go. The merchant establishes a digital transaction to accept the funds. But a critical new step in between, what the U of T and York team calls a whitelist, where the transaction is not only authenticated, but will ensure customer information is not passed on, just the money. Privacy is paramount.
We believe that the Canadian government has an obligation to give people a way to protect their privacy and give them, in particular, because payments are so central for commercial interactions.
The currency would require measures against too much privacy to prevent money laundering and tax evasion. And while cash payments are becoming a smaller part of the economy, the central bank says it wouldn't abandon communities not connected to high-tech commerce. That means, for one thing, ensuring that remote and marginalized communities are not left out of any new way to pay for goods and services. The so-called CBDC wouldn't be a direct counter to Bitcoin, which is an investment currency, rather than a cash equivalent consumer currency. But Canada cannot sit back, say experts, as other countries like China unveil digital currencies and private enterprise cryptocurrencies such as Facebook's DM are developed.
It's a matter of national sovereignty. So I don't think the Bank of Canada or any central bank for that matter would like to outsource this process to a third party, even if it is a domestic party, let alone a foreign one.
Only a central bank can guarantee complete safety and universal access. And with public interest, not profits, as a top priority. Digital currency won't be issued before Canadians in Ottawa want it. But
See, and then look, Amazon got their cashless markets to where you can be able to pay by hovering your hand over the machine. The phones and the credit cards, the debit cards and all that, that was a major step. That was a major step. And now, they're trying to have this digital grid with the 5, you know what I mean. I don't want them to flag my channel or whatever. But I already said it. Anyway, let me finish this.
when they do, the Bank of Canada wants to be ready to roll it out. Eric.
They say they can't wait. They didn't. But anyway, let me get this scripture in the book of Psalms, chapter 83, verse 5. It says, "For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee." Right? So when you consult, you have in a council. They come together. Right? That's why you have, what was it called? The United Nations, the meetings. All these different kings of the earth come together, for counsel, on how things, to speak on things and regulations or whatever. Pardon me. I don't know why this fucking app is messing up all of a sudden. You serious, bro? Alright. To consent, right? To advise, consult, give counsel. You know, when you give counsel, right? Propose. You know, they may propose a different idea, different counsel, give, consult. Alright? Counselor. Consult together. Exchange counsel. So there you go. Kings of the earth are trying to come together, making a council for this new currency. Because you need a passport to go to Canada. You need a passport to go to Sweden. You know, China. No? But they're all gonna have that one currency. So they are it says they are confederate against thee. Get that word confederate. Covenant, alliance, a pledge. So they're making a pledge. Making a covenant with each other, an alliance. A treaty. That remind me of Treaty 300, if I'm not mistaken. League. That also reminds me of what? The League of Nations. Constitution. Agreement. A pledge. Alliance. So these countries are in alliance with this idea of a digital...
Lawrence in Global News, Toronto.
A global currency. Right? And that's what? Let's get that real swiftly. Because they were stating that, you know, they want people in low incomes or in certain neighborhoods that can't afford certain digital currencies that won't be shunned from it if they use paper money or whatever. Now, real quick, I'm going to get the book of Revelation, chapter 13. I'm going to get straight to the point. Verse 15. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the beast, Salakia, worship the image of the beast, should be killed. And, you know, we're in the beast system right now, man. Right? It's coming to life through what? Through the technology. Because that's how they're going to make all things from all angles, whether it be medical, whether it be jobs, whether it be whatever. They're going to try to make this technology seem convenient. And then have our people, when I say our people, I mean the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native and Seminole Indians, which are the biblical Israelites. They're going to use like athletes and musicians and actors, you know, to endorse their new product, if you will. You know? And if people don't... Right now things are voluntarily, but when things become mandated, people are going to be killed for this, because they're going to, you know? It says that he calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor. See, rich and poor, not, you know, the middle class. Not, that's what they're trying to do away with the middle class by destroying these smaller businesses. You know? Because we're heading to hyperinflation soon. So everything is connected in their favor. This is why we're trying to warn y'all. Scriptures speak about the famine, right? Pestilence, wars of rumors of wars. It says free and bond. Whether you out and about living at home, or you in the penitentiary or in a FEMA camp, you're gonna have to take. They're gonna force you to take it. I mean, it told you that they're gonna kill. You know, many shall be beheaded. You know, you got guillotines in these FEMA camps. You gotta ask yourself, what's that for? You know, free and bond to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead. Now let's get that word real swiftly to those that are not familiar, right? That word mark in the blue letter.
Strong's G 5480. Charagma. Charagma.
Right? Charagma, stamp and imprint, mark, are branded upon horses. A graven work. Carved. Thing carved. So when you carve something, like when they carve sculptures to make idols out of these stones and whatever, they carve into it. They get into it. There is a cut. You see? You're inserting something, right? Oh, an of adulterous image, right? And what that chip is, that's the image of the beast, which is also the mark. All right, their technology. So if you take that, now you making a covenant with the devil. The devil just means deceiver. So those that deceive in the world, like the scriptures say, the earth is given unto the hands of the wicked. You take that chip, you letting him put his mark inside of you. Because when you go into the book of Isaiah, it's speaking about a spiritual mark, how the Lord is inside of us spiritually. How he puts his words in us. This is why these people, like it says in the book of Isaiah, the 31st chapter, woe to them that go down to Egypt for help. Because the word Egypt is synonymous for bondage. It tells you that in the book of Exodus, the 20th chapter, in the first verse. So these people are going to go and result to this because either their jobs was taken away, either they can't get medical treatment, they can't pay rent, they can't feed their children, they can't travel to and fro, So you're literally an outcast to society. And that's how it's going to be soon. It's going to be the haves versus the have-nots. Straight up, man. So this is why scriptures say, Isaiah 55:6, seek ye the Lord while he may be found. Because we at the end of this thing, man. So, Lord willing, this video is edifying. So next time. And then you got Elon Musk, remember, where he's trying to implement brain chips in people within the end of 2021. So watch and pray. You got to consider these things. Scripture say, be not ignorant of anything small or great. So watch and pray, and we embrace for impact. This is why you need the Lord in the true name and in the true doctrine. Because he's the only one that's going to preserve you from these times, Jacob's trouble that's coming. Pursuing the Jeremiah the 30th chapter. So with that, shalom.